the sound of my voice. Move by the light, make a choice. Listen to my voice. I got something to say.
This is your Resolve to Read Daily Reading. It's May 23rd, and we're reading from the book of Proverbs, ordered by subject. Honor Yahuwah with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. The wealth of the rich is their fortified city, but poverty is the ruin of the poor. Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. A man's riches may ransom his life, but a poor man hears no threat. The poor are shunned even by their neighbors, but the rich have many friends. Better a little with the fear of Yahuwah than great wealth with turmoil. Of what use is money in the hand of a fool, since he has no desire to get wisdom? The wealth of the rich is their fortified city. They imagine it an unscalable wall. A poor man pleads for mercy, but a rich man answers harshly. Wealth brings many friends, but a poor man's friend deserts him. Many curry favor with a ruler, and everyone is the friend of a man who gives gifts. A poor man is shunned by all his relatives. How much more do his friends avoid him? Though he pursues them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found. Rich and poor have this in common: Yahuwah is the maker of them all. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Have the wisdom to show restraint. Cast but a glance at riches, and they are gone, for they will surely sprout wings and fly off to the sky like an eagle. He who is full loathes honey, but to the hungry even what is bitter tastes sweet. Better a poor man whose walk is blameless than a rich man whose ways are perverse. He who increases his wealth by exorbitant interest amasses it for another, who will be kind to the poor. A rich man may be wise in his own eyes, but a poor man who has discernment sees through him. A faithful man will be richly blessed, but one eager to get rich will not go unpunished. To show partiality is not good, yet a man will do wrong for a piece of bread. A stingy man is eager to get rich, and is unaware that poverty awaits him. Do not withhold good from those who deserve it, when it is in your power to act. Do not say to your neighbor, "Come back later, I'll give it tomorrow," when you now have it with you. One man gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. A generous man will prosper. He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. People curse the man who hoards grain, but blessing crowns him who is willing to sell. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. He who despises his neighbor sins, but blessed is he who is kind to the needy. A gift opens the way for the giver and ushers him into the presence of the great. He who is kind to the poor lends to Yahuwah, and he will reward him for what he has done. If a man shuts his ears to the cry of the poor, he too will cry out and not be answered. A generous man will himself be blessed, for he shares his food with the poor. Like clouds and wind without rain is a man who boasts of gifts he does not give. He who gives to the poor will lack nothing, but he who closes his eyes to them receives many curses. A poor man's field may produce abundant food, but injustice sweeps it away. He who oppresses the poor shows contempt for their maker, but whoever is kind to the needy honors God. All the days of the oppressed are wretched, but the cheerful heart has a continual feast. Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. He who oppresses the poor to increase his wealth, and he who gives gifts to the rich, both come to poverty. Do not exploit the poor because they are poor, and do not crush the needy in court. For Yahuwah will take up their case and will plunder those who plunder them. The righteous care about justice for the poor, but the wicked have no such concern. The poor man and the oppressor have this in common: Yahuwah gives sight to the eyes of both. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a bandit, and scarcity like an armed man. Lazy hands make a man poor, but diligent hands bring wealth. He who gathers crops in summer is a wise son, but he who sleeps during harvest is a disgraceful son. As vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is a sluggard to those who send him. He who works his land will have abundant food, but he who chases fantasies lacks judgment. Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in slave labor. The lazy man does not roast his game, but the diligent man prizes his possessions. The sluggard craves and gets nothing, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. Where there are no oxen, the manger is empty, but from the strength of an ox comes an abundant harvest. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. The way of the sluggard is blocked with thorns, but the path of the upright is a highway. The laborer's appetite works for him. His hunger drives him. One who is slack in his work is a brother to one who destroys. Laziness brings on deep sleep, and the shiftless man goes hungry. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish. He will not even bring it back to his mouth. A sluggard does not plow in season, so at harvest time he looks, but finds nothing. Do not love sleep, or you will grow poor. Stay awake, and you will have food to spare. He who loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and oil will never be rich. The sluggard's craving will be the death of him, because his hands refuse to work. All day long he craves for more, but the righteous give without sparing. Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will serve before kings. He will not serve before obscure men. Finish your outdoor work and get your fields ready. After that, build your house. I went past the field of the sluggard, past the vineyard of the man who lacks judgment. Thorns had come up everywhere. The ground was covered with weeds, and the stone wall was in ruins. I applied my heart to what I observed and learned a lesson from what I saw. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a bandit, and scarcity like an armed man. As a door turns on its hinges, so a sluggard turns on his bed. He who tends a fig tree will eat its fruit, and he who looks after his master will be honored. Be sure you know the condition of your flocks and give careful attention to your herds. For riches do not endure forever, and a crown is not secure for all generations. When the hay is removed and the new growth appears, and the grass from the hills is gathered in, the lambs will provide you with clothing, and the goats with the price of a field. You have plenty of goat's milk to feed you and your family and to nourish your servant girls. He who works his land will have abundant food, but the one who chases fantasies will have his fill of poverty. In the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, but a foolish man devours all he has. My son, if you have put up security for your neighbor, if you have struck hands in pledge for another, if you have been trapped by what you said, ensnared by the words of your mouth, then do this, my son, to free yourself, since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands. Go and humble yourself, press your plea with your neighbor. Allow no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself, like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler. He who puts up security for another will surely suffer, but whoever refuses to strike hands in pledge is safe. A man lacking in judgment strikes hands in pledge and puts up security for his neighbor. Take the garment of one who puts up security for a stranger. Hold it in pledge if he does it for a wayward woman. Do not be a man who strikes his hands in pledge or puts up security for debts. If you lack the means to pay, your very bed will be snatched from under you. This is the word of Yahuwah. Thanks be to God.